Happy Tuesday, everyone, from Houston, Texas. Welcome to Stellar Parenting. I'm your host, Brandi. I'm an intuitive astrologer, and I hold a Master of Science degree in psychology with an emphasis in child and adolescent development. I'm super passionate about helping parents, teachers, guardians learn how to combine the magic of the stars with the art of consciously raising children. And if you'd like to work with me, please visit my website at brandicon.com. You can book a natal chart session for yourself, or if you want to know how to better understand and support your child, you can book a session where we will go over their chart. Now, what makes me different from other astrologers is my background as an evidential and trans medium. As an astrologer, I don't just analyze the planetary placements and alignments. I tune into their energy and I offer guidance from a deeply intuitive space. And I'd love to work with you. So please visit my website. On today's show, we've got a lot lined up. There's a busy week as far as astrology is concerned. So we will go over the transits. We do have a solar eclipse coming up this weekend, and Neptune will go into the sign of Aries for the first time in over 150 years. So we will talk about that a little later. First, if you are a parent, I'm going to give you a heads up on how this upcoming solar eclipse will affect your child. So let's begin with Aries rising, or if your child has their sun in the sign of Aries. So this solar eclipse can positively impact your child's sense of identity, and that's in particular for teenagers and young adults. So there could be a new role they step into, or maybe they decide to take a new approach as far as how they take care of their body. So maybe they decide to start weightlifting or going to the gym. Now, it's also possible that your child might want to change something about their appearance. Maybe they want to change their hair. Maybe they want to change the way that they dress. So just remind them to tread carefully with major changes to their appearance, because we're still in Venus retrograde until early April. If you have a Taurus rising or a child with their sun in the sign of Taurus, so for your teenager or young adult, this eclipse will activate their 12th house. And that's going to cause an energetic shift toward introspection and rest. So they might be a lot more sensitive and they might need some alone time. And it's important for them to have that time and that space to recharge so that they can process their thoughts and emotions. And their dreams might also be really vivid during this time. And you can suggest to them that they keep a dream journal. That might help them to capture any valuable insights that are given to them during their dream time. Now, for Gemini rising, Gemini sun, your teenager's social life or team involvement will become more active because their 11th house of friends, groups, and organizations will be activated. So that could be through clubs, group activities, or new friendships. Your child or young adult, teenager will feel drawn to spending time with their peers. But here's the best part for them. By the end of the month, new financial opportunities could emerge. So that could be a new allowance structure or a new job opportunity that could mark the beginning of a more empowered approach around how they handle their money. For Cancer rising, Cancer sun, there could be a new opportunity for recognition or leadership. So that could be through school, that could be through a hobby, an extracurricular activity, or in their social circle. They could step into a role that really allows them to shine. Now, even if the beginning of the month, probably the beginning of this month, felt a little tense and stressful for these Cancer children, remind them that progress is coming. Leo rising, Leo sun. So the solar eclipse is activating their 9th house of higher learning and beliefs. So this could bring a real spiritual shift. Your child might feel open to starting a new spiritual practice, adopting new spiritual beliefs, but it could also bring new opportunities as far as higher education or study abroad, possibly, is concerned. So, this is a really good time for your child to reassess their goals about what they want to study. If they're headed off to college, what do I want to study? What do I want to major in and specialize in? What do I want to do for the rest of my life? And you can support them through these changes or these moments of reflection with encouragement. Virgo sun, Virgo rising. So, this eclipse is going to activate your child's eighth house of shared resources and transformation. So there's the potential here for financial support or opportunities regarding the money or finances of others, like parents. Okay. So this could mean that we could have family financial discussions. There could be a new allowance structure, or even unexpected financial gifts could come through for your child, or in particular for your teenager or young adult. So you want to encourage your Virgo child to be patient when it comes to financial matters during this time, and also to allow relationships to evolve naturally. Libra rising, Libra sun. This solar eclipse will activate their seventh house of relationships. So it can bring a fresh start or a fresh approach to their one to one relationships. This could mean a new friendship or a powerful new collaboration for your teen or young adult. So encourage them during this time to be really patient, and especially in regard to their communication. We are still in Mercury retrograde, and trust that their intuition will lead them to the right places as far as their friendships or relationships are concerned. This might be a time where they really have an epiphany about who is for them and who's not for them, or who's not really good for them. And this can help them to set the foundation for healthy relationships down the road. Scorpio rising, Scorpio sun. The solar eclipse will activate their sixth house of daily work, routine, health. So this could bring a new job opportunity. It could bring a new pet into the family, or a positive change related to your child's health or wellness. Now, this can be a really exciting moment for them to experience growth and positive change in their day to day life or day to day routine. Sagittarius, Sagittarius rising, Sagittarius sun. So, this solar eclipse will bring a fresh start in regard to your teenager or young adult. Let's say they have hobbies they creatively express through music or art, or their relationships with younger siblings or younger children. If they felt really uninspired or stuck, for a while, this could be the moment when their motivation returns, okay? And they might feel ready to move forward with a creative project with a new sense of passion and a new sense of direction. So maybe they grew up playing the piano, all right? And they quit a few years ago. But now all of a sudden they're wanting to return, they're wanting to step into it once again. That's possible for these Sagittarius rising and sun children. Now, with Capricorn rising, Capricorn sun, for these teens and young adults, the solar eclipse is going to activate their fourth house of home and family. So there could be a new beginning in the home or in the family living situation, or there could be even a change in the family dynamics at home. Okay. Now, this could mean a move. Maybe your family is moving. Maybe you guys are moving to another location, another home. This could signal that for these Capricorn children. And if there is a move, they might need extra reassurance and support this month. So help them to navigate these transitions in the best way that you can. And then we have Aquarius rising and Aquarius sun children. Now, the solar eclipse will activate their third house of communication, learning, and short distance travel. And it's going to bring new energy to the way that they communicate, to their conversations, to the way that they think, to the way that they process information, and to the way that they relate to their siblings or even to their cousins, extended family members. Okay? They might feel really energized to learn something new or to share their knowledge with others. And finally, for Pisces rising and Pisces sun children, this eclipse will be activating your teenager or young adult's second house of money and values. So a fresh start could be coming in terms of their finances and also in terms of their sense of security. So it could be that they develop a new plan for saving money, or an unexpected financial opportunity comes and is handed to them, or there could be a shift in what they value. So this is the time when these Pisces children could really start feeling a lot more confident about how they handle their resources. And they can come out of this month feeling a lot stronger and a lot more secure about themselves. So, those are the highlights for especially teenagers and young adults for the upcoming solar eclipse, which we will discuss in just a moment. We're going to jump into our transits for this week. And like I mentioned at the beginning, this is a really big week. So let's go through everything. We're going to start with Thursday of this week, March 27th. There's two things that will be happening. So Venus is going to return to the sign of Pisces and conjunct Neptune at 29 degrees of Pisces. So Venus is the planet of friendships, relationships, beauty, what we value, also finances as well. And remember, since February 5th, Venus has been in the sign of Aries, the fire sign of Aries. And this energy has really invited us to think about what we need in order to be our best in our relationships and then to prioritize that. But now Venus is going to be going back into Pisces. So we're going to get a softer version of Venus that's really emphasizing empathy, compassion, and forgiveness. So this conjunction of Venus with Neptune, this is the second time that these two have come together, which means that this is a part of a story for everybody that probably started around themes in early February. So think back to what was going on in your life at the beginning of February. And you can ask yourself, are you returning to the dream or vision of what you want in your relationship, or the dream of having what you value most, or the dream of having financial abundance? If so, then this is when you really want to lean in and allow. Now, on the other side of this transit, Neptune can cloud or obscure things. So I want you to remember to keep yourself grounded and don't allow yourself to be swept away in your emotions. And parents, this is an ideal time for you to encourage your children to explore their artistic and musical talents or any form of creative or spiritual expression. Okay, so that's for Thursday, March 27th. Now on Saturday, March 29th, let's see what we've got. Okay, so big day. This will be the day of the solar eclipse at 9 degrees of Aries. This will be very influential for people with planets or angles around 9 degrees of Aries, Cancer, Libra, or Capricorn. And when I connected to the energy of this upcoming eclipse, I was shown through my sense of clairvoyance rays of light that were just barely peeking above the horizon. Okay. And there was this feeling of a new dawn or a new day or a fresh beginning that feels destined. So we will all be starting a new cycle in the Aries parts of our charts. And I need you to get really, really clear about what you want to create in that particular area of your life. So if you've got Aries in the fourth house of home and family, maybe you want to use this energy to manifest a new home, manifest, a new place to live, a move, a new family dynamic, a new family situation. Or let's say that Aries is in your seventh house of committed relationships and partnerships. Maybe you want to set the intention to use this energy to move to a serious level of commitment in your relationship. So, this eclipse is ruled by Mars in the sign of Cancer. So, there could also be new beginnings involving themes around the sign of Cancer. And those are going to be family, home, and real estate. Okay. Now, my guides also showed me the tarot card, the Seven of Wands. And if any of you are familiar with that card, you'll know it's about standing your ground and defending yourself, protecting yourself and those that you love. And that card did come to my mind as I was also feeling into the energy. So there could be themes around protecting yourself, protecting your family, protecting your home with this eclipse. So it's like you could make a new start in an area of like where you want to protect home and family. So let's say that you live in a neighborhood, you don't feel that it's quite safe. You'd like to move your family to a new neighborhood in order to protect them, to protect their well being. This would be an example of how this would play out. Also on Saturday, March 29th, he's retrograde right now, but he's going to retrograde back into the waters of Pisces. So he's in Aries right now, but Mercury will retrograde back into Pisces and conjunct Neptune at 29 degrees of Pisces, just like Venus. So remember, Mercury represents communication and our thinking process. Now, traditionally, astrology teaches that Mercury is in detriment in the sign of Pisces. And that means that Mercury doesn't perform the best when in the sign of Pisces. But for me, intuitively, that just doesn't feel right because I believe that there are benefits to each and every placement. So I'm going to offer you an alternative perspective here. So as a medium, I'm able to connect to the energy of the planets, almost like they're living beings. And when I connected to Mercury and Pisces, connected to the energy of Mercury and Pisces, this is the channeled message that I was given. I perform in a different way when in the sign of Pisces. I utilize the right side of the brain more than the left. Your society has deemed the creative and abstract as less desirable than logic and reason. So they have labeled the energy of Pisces as detrimental to my faculties. But in truth, it's just another facet of who I am. So let's see if we could shift our perspectives to this powerful interpretation and really value Mercury and Pisces instead of saying, oh no, it's a mess. We can value Mercury and Pisces for what it brings as far as creativity, spirituality, and unconditional love. Now, Mercury retrograde will conjunct Neptune, like I mentioned, at 29 degrees of Pisces on Saturday. Neptune is the planet of transcendence, dreams, intuition, spirituality, and idealism. So with this transit, Mercury conjunct Neptune, you may experience very, very strong, heightened emotional sensitivity, strong intuition, and very vivid imagination. And with that, attention to detail may take a back seat for you. Okay. So if the lower side of this transit shows up for you and you feel confused, or you feel like you're in a fog, and you feel like it's really hard to make a solid decision, that's when I want you to lean into the insight that Mercury shared with us. Okay. The message that I just gave you, we can lean into that, and we can approach things through the lens of the right brain instead of fighting to remain in our left brain. So that would mean we could spend time listening to music, spend time making art, meditating, scrapbooking, with photography, crafting, or writing poetry. Any of those would really feed Mercury and Pisces and give him the energy that he needs in order to show up in a more balanced and functional way. And then when you honor that, the clarity that you need will come to you. Okay, so Sunday, March 30th. This is the big piece this week. We will have, after 14 years of having Neptune in the sign of Pisces, Neptune is finally going to leave Pisces and move into the sign of Aries. And it's going to begin a new time or a new era for all of us. Okay. And I'll tell you why this is so monumental. It's because Neptune is one of the outer planets, and the outer planets move incredibly slowly. And in order for Neptune to complete one cycle, it takes about 165 years. So the last time that Neptune was in the sign of Aries was from 1862 through 1875. So Neptune will ingress or move into Aries, but then we'll move back into Pisces at the end of October. I think it's around October 22nd of this year. So with Neptune, remember, we've got the planet of transcendence, dreams, ideals, and Neptune will glamorize aspects of the sign that it's in at any given time. So we have Neptune in Pisces right now. And if you think about the last 14 years, there was a lot that really shifted as far as people becoming more accepting of energy work, of Reiki, of tarot, of mysticism in many aspects. That was that Neptune and Pisces, the flavor of that. But when Neptune moves into Aries, let's talk about Aries. Aries as a sign embodies the spirit of courage, of independence, initiating, assertiveness, and boldness. And people who will feel this most are those of you who have planets or angles from 0 to 1 degree of Aries, Cancer, Libra, or Capricorn. So Neptune's move into Aries, this could signal a time period where people are fighting for their ideals and they're passionately pursuing activism and social change. Or people may really step into owning their power instead of handing it over to those at the top. And we can see that happening here in the US with the town hall meetings that we're, seeing all over the news. Or we as a society may take more initiative when it comes to our spiritual paths and practices. But on the flip side, this could also be a time when people glamorize the lower aspects of Aries, which would be all about aggression, conflict, and war. Now, the last time Neptune was in Aries, the day after Neptune entered Aries, the United States, entered the Civil War. Okay? And during that time, there was this glamorization of war, of battle. And if any of you are familiar or have seen the movie Gone with the Wind, you will remember the scene where Charles Hamilton tells Rhett Butler that the Southerners can lick the Yankees just because they're gentlemen, just because they're gentlemen. And then he gets upset when Rhett Butler brings up the fact that the North is better equipped. They've got more factories, more shipyards, more coal mines, right? But in Charles Hamilton's mind, none of that mattered. There was this glamour around being a gentleman, okay? So his ideas were wrapped up in a fantasy or an illusion of what war actually meant that was different than the totality of war, okay? So we're all hoping that this is not how we will use this energy of Neptune and Aries this time. We have to see where we are headed as a society. This is a really big move, but I want you to check your chart, please. Check and see where 0 to 1 degree of Aries is. See if you have any planets or angles. Because if you do, you're really going to feel this change. And if you are a parent, make sure that you do the same thing and check your child's chart so that you will know what's going on as far as their inner world is concerned. So those are the transits for this week. Thank you so much for joining me on this cosmic journey today. And remember, the stars may guide us, but we hold the power to shape our destiny. So keep shining your light bright, keep radiating your light, let that light lead the way. And I'll see you back here again next week. Have a wonderful week, everyone.